in today's world, our people who have serious mental illness usually will live in the community. And when we're talking about community, in the majority of cases, the person with illness will come home to the family. There are, of course, instances where the family can't cope. Maybe the person with illness is too disturbed to come back to the family home, and hopefully housing and rehabilitation places will be found for them. Really and truly, in the end, it was his family who were to be his backbone. They were the ones who would help him be part of our little community. A family is a little community. So I realised that in our clinical world, in the clinical world of Western medicine, independence plays a big role. So we say to our people, it would be good for you to be independent, to live on your own, to be able to cope. Yes, they're good things, but there are times when there are people with these serious mental illnesses who just can't always live independently, no matter how much they try. And very often families are willing to help their person with illness. We were one of those families. We were willing to be able to help our family. But within the culture that I grew up, independence wasn't quite the way the independence of an Anglo-Saxon family. I come from a Greek background and I grew up with different values, for example. And one of the things that's very difficult for our migrant groups, for example, who come from culturally diverse families, is that family connectiveness, that in many cultures there's this collective societies where they live in villages and they all live close together, for example. And that's why sometimes we find when families come from all sorts of countries to Australia to live, and they're accepted here as either refugees or boat people, whatever it might be, they all tend to live close by to each other. And this sometimes is a criticism that is given by a lot of Australian people. They often, it had been said, they form their own ghettos. But that's not quite the interpretation that these families have. For them, it's this bonding and the closeness that they have comfort with, and in the second generation they move on. It's the same with mental illness. We can't kick our person out of home easily. It has to be something really very serious.